Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a world that's been flipped completely on its head. Get ready because we're about to explore a universe where every moral compass is shattered as we break down the creative pitch for the gospel of the righteous sin. This one line, this is the heart of it all. It tells you right off the bat that the creator here isn't some loving father figure. No, he's a cold, cruel artist. And humanity? Well, we're just the paint.
All right, so what is the gospel of the righteous sin, really? Let's get into the high concept. So, get this. At its core, this is a world where the moral compass is just completely broken. It's not about good versus evil. In this place, the seven deadly sins aren't just okay, they are literally divine commands. Sin is the only way you can live a life that has any meaning at all.
Yeah, so redemption? Throw that idea right out the window. This universe is all about brutal self-actualization. It's about taking all the hard stuff, the pain, the conflict, the vice, and turning it into your purpose, into your power. This is a world literally built for friction, where the ultimate form of worship is to sharpen your own personal sin. Okay, but why? Why is this world so unbelievably brutal? Well, to get that, you gotta meet the guy who made it. Let's dive into the cosmology and meet the architect of all this pain. Think about it. What happens when your entire reality isn't part of some grand divine plan, but is actually just a cosmic joke? This right here shows you that the very foundation of this reality is flawed. Creation wasn't a loving act. It was an accident, a slip of the hand that started with a laugh. That one detail just poisons everything from the get-go. And the creator? Oh, he's no all-loving, all-knowing God. Nope. He's a fool. Literally, his name is Sucklas, which means fool. He's this clumsy, vain god who saw his own shadow and thought he was the ultimate power. So he didn't build a world for us to worship him in. He built a playground to watch souls bleed in interesting patterns. This is the key. This is the existential physics of this place. In a cold, pointless, accidental universe, the only thing that generates any warmth, any meaning, is friction. It's the heat you get from struggle, from conflict, from just raw, intense experience. So we've got this brutal philosophy. But where does it all go down? Well, as you'd probably guess by now, the world itself is just as backwards as its morality. You've got three main places to know about: the fool's heaven, the living inferno, which is basically Earth, and the true void. But here's the kicker. The whole thing is strategically designed to funnel all the story, all the action, into one single terrible arena. I mean, listen to this. In this universe, getting into heaven is the worst possible thing that can happen to you. It's not a reward, it's a warning. It's a nightmare of losing yourself, a horror show where your soul gets lobotomized and stuck on a loop of praise, having forgotten how to even breathe. So this is it. This is the main stage. They call it the living inferno, and this version of Earth under a bruised purple sky is the only place where anything actually matters. It's a land of rust and bone dust because it's the only place with friction, making it the one and only workshop for forging a soul. And that last one, the true void, it's not really a place you can go. It's more like the one thing that actually scares the creator. It's the absolute, total silence that existed before his cosmic mistake, and it's the ultimate, unknowable threat to this loud, violent, broken existence. Okay, so we know the why and the where. Now, how do you actually live in a place like this? What are the rules when sinning is a holy act? This is where the game is laid out. This right here is the engine for the entire universe. All the old rules, they're gone. Thou shalt not is out. The new divine law is thou must. And the ones enforcing these brutal new commandments? They're seven holy figures called the Red Judges. And just look at how this plays out. It's not just be prideful. The mandate for sovereign pride is that your ego must literally eclipse the sun. That's what drives ambition. Sacred avarice isn't just greed. Collecting more is a form of prayer. And divine wrath? Oh, that's just a holy way to make things clear. You can imagine how this works for lust, envy, gluttony, and sloth too. This whole system guarantees that there is always conflict, and it's always personal. So where does that leave us? What's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it all comes down to a final, pretty stark invitation. At the end of the day, you really only have two options in this reality.
You can be a saint, and that means you're erased, a ghost, a mindless drone trapped in that horrible static heaven. Or you can be a sinner. You can lean into the fire, embrace the friction, and for one short, blazing moment, you can actually feel what it's like to be alive. And it all boils down to this one final thought. It really makes you wonder, right? In a universe designed by a complete fool, what's the truer form of divinity? Mindless obedience or righteous rebellion?